How is everyone getting into today? It is the day after Black Friday. I hope everyone got everything that they needed. I did not, but still spent money. So I'm hoping it's going to be a good Christmas for everybody. All right. So with everything going on, I think it's been a really awesome way to kind of end this month. And if you don't know, we're reading Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday is the Daily Dad every morning, one page, one meditation, making sure that we can really talk about all things dad life, but really, I think just give perspective. And this month was all about gratitude. Remember that we're really trying to teach our kids gratitude. And I think that it really, everything that we're doing, that we walk through, it's helping us out. So one question we had today, this is the question of the day, question for the couch, question for everyone. I want you to think about this. And my favorite people are the observers. My favorite people are the observers, the people that don't need to get involved all the time. That's okay. I want you to make sure. Got Blaze here.
What's up? I'm going to share this out.
Do it. I was just mentioning that it's not the new month yet, as Blaze says. It's not December yet. But this whole month we've been talking about gratitude, but talking all about how we can feel gratitude, how we teach gratitude to our kids. It's a hard one. It really is. And so I think that when we ourselves feel gratitude, right, the best way to help someone else is to ask for help ourselves. And so the one thing we can kind of do is think about where we're feeling gratitude and share it with our kids and help them actually feel it, right? So here's the question, and I'm going to push this into the couch. If you want to join us live ever, guys, please go ahead and do that. And while we're over here, I'm going to make sure I post this over here. Here's a question. Got to give some love over here to Instagram. Everyone over on Instagram, do me a favor. Answer that question. And you know what? I'm going to say this, because I know that you're not all parents. Are parent, is there a moment that you were just grateful for, maybe from your partner or your family, whatever's going on? But go ahead, let me know what it might be. Could be a hug, a laugh, just like it says. But let us know what's going on. Please, question for you, friend.
What's going on?
Gosh. What's that one moment this week that you feel like this is it? This is the prize. Maybe you didn't have it. There's a lot going on. But from your kids, where they maybe came to ask you a question, they came to you because they trust you. When was it? When was that moment?
Man, what a good question. I would say that my daughter is really close with my wife, probably closer with her than with me. But once or twice this week, she's came up to me and said she wants to do a daddy-daughter date, which doesn't always happen. So I think she wants to get away from her brothers. She wants to go get a Christmas tree, and she wants to. She knows I like to draw, and she likes to draw, and she got this new I don't know. There's this book, dragon book series called Wings of Fire, and so she wants to go draw dragons with me, and I'm like, I've never had anyone want to go draw dragons with me, but that's like I think my whole life has been building up to that moment, so pretty excited about that.
And you've been practicing all month. Well,
yeah. Well, in
with TJ
October.
Kaufman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been like we're out like a whole month from that now. It's just as I was saying that, I was like, wait a second, no, that's not true. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Outside of that, I love that. I love that. I mean, my daughter has not asked me for daddy-daughter date, but I feel like it's almost like she would be up for it at any point if I had said something. My oldest was at a sleepover at one of our friends, and so we had the whole night really with just our youngest, which was really special. And like that, the energy is so different when you have the one kid, and really appreciated like how much she's just so attached. I feel like to me and my wife, but I feel like she definitely will. Like she'll be focusing on me or my wife at a certain time, so it really makes you feel like she's into you. Just to answer the question, just want that. But I did want to ask something. I know that there was a moment that came up with you and your daughter recently, and I want to maybe give some space for that. A question, a seasonal question. We can either go the direction of this right now, or we can go.
Um,
Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, I do. But can I ask a question to the couch first?
Yeah, go for it.
Um, so, couch, if you don't know, I launched this news. I've rebranded. I'm Blaze on X News now. I'm not just Blaze RN. And so I'm trying to bring people the news. And if I ever see anything that ties into parenting, I want to bring it here and talk about it, along with our gratitude, and the focus always being our daily dad. But Craig's here, and I don't want to miss this opportunity. This week they made it illegal in the country of Australia for anyone's. I don't know if you have to be 16 or if it's 16 or less isn't allowed on social media. So to me,
Hmm.
that's TikTok, Twitter, or X, Instagram, Facebook, any of that shut down. And I'm just under 16, so I'm curious from Craig's perspective and the couch, if that happened here, what your response would be, or any thoughts on that. But so, couch, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But back to what Ryan was talking about, somebody told my daughter that Santa's not real. And my wife got home yesterday. She did a quick in and out from New York City for the day for work. And we haven't talked about it, but uh, I'm curious if maybe that is why my daughter wants to pull me aside, because I think she already got my wife's perspective. So I really need to make sure that I'm aligning with her, that we're approaching it in the same way. And I'm not like, well, have you been to the North Pole? And then my wife's like, he's not real. So it's just
Okay.
always important to, you know, you got to plan, you know?
I mean, I can't fathom yet getting there. Although, like, I'm not. If anyone is listening and their kids are listening, if you're listening and your kids are around you, if you guys want to either turn this off, turn this down, whatever you want to do, just in
Is
case we
anybody
say something.
curious now?
What's that?
I didn't say Santa isn't real. I said there's different schools of thought, and there's a lot of like hard decisions happening right now.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. It wasn't a blame on you. It was a. We're just going to bring it up anyway. Then if there is someone listening, they might ask questions. And ask questions. We all need to be critical thinkers. It's all kind of good. But I think it's just an interesting thing to get ahead of. And I recently, and just to make sure, I'm going to have to hop off a couple minutes early because we're going to go. My uncle from Washington is here. We're going to go see him. He's in Brooklyn, so I'm going to have to hop in the car, go get my youngest, and then head over there. So, Craig, let's definitely have that conversation. I think it's a great conversation about the age restriction on social media, 16 in Australia. What's that going to be like here? Santa, very interesting. I've been seeing this advertisement for helping have that discussion. What you just said before, your wife did not say that Santa's not real, but your wife, that was just a school of thought you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying that could be one of varied responses. I think my wife just did more like question fishing of like, oh, like what do you think? Da 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 da.
Hmm.
So I don't
Oh,
think
nice.
given our daughter like 100% answer yet.
Um, what is it that you want to? What do you want for your daughter? Because I saw you post something, and I really like what someone said before about like keeping the magic there, where it was more of an age based type of thing. They said, well, just like let her have this until age 10. So what, like 2 more years, like
Uh-huh.
10, or I think it said like 10 or 12. I think what I read, I connected with that right away because I was just thinking, yeah, okay. I feel like why not try and keep it alive? Who is this friend anyway? Don't take it away just yet. Don't take that childhood away. But then I feel as if then you're balancing out that idea of, are you lying to your kid, and how's that going to impact them, because now you have to lean into the lie a little bit more, right?
Yeah. And that's where it gets uncomfortable.
Is there anything else in Lauren just texted me that she's been having this same discussion with Sloan, and I didn't know this. So great. So apparently this is more salient in my
Oh
life than
my
I
God,
actually knew.
opportunity for us to get on a Zoom call with like 4 parents, 2 daughters, and just like hash it out.
God, I don't know how it's gonna go.
We've never had Lauren or Heather on stream before, so
I think one morning we should just throw the camera in front of them and just see what happens. I think it'd be good.
hey, can you guys host today?
How do we think it's gonna go?
Them streaming or the conversation about Santa?
I guess both, but with our wives just being led, I feel like Lauren would just freeze.
Um,
And then she'd be angry. And then she'd be like, "What are you doing? Why is this happening?" And then it would be good.
yeah, we'll put it on the
We don't
back.
have to go there.
But Craig,
Anyway,
I want to bring you up, not today, but let me know a good day this coming week, because my school schedule's a lot better. And tomorrow I'm just not in a good. I'm fradazzled right now because I'm supposed to be at a toy show right now, but I went to the toy show to go set up after I spent an hour this morning loading the car and spending it yesterday getting all this junk together. You guys aren't gonna believe this. It's December 1st. It's not December 1st. The toy show's December 1st. So, no
oh
one was there.
no.
Yeah. So, and we arranged like stuff like that, and everyone's schedules around it. So here we are.
What does toy show mean? What exactly is happening at a toy show?
Oh, I go and I set up a table and I try and sell comic books. And I bought all these Xboxes, so I was like testing Xboxes last night, and so there's like 10 boxes in my car of like things that I don't need that I would love to rehome.
So this is basically Flip Life, right? This is Flip Life,
Yeah,
right?
it's
The
a card
Yeah.
show, toy show, like Christmas holiday thing. But it's tomorrow night.
And
I forgot that
oh
there's
god.
30 days. I thought this was the year where there wasn't 30 days in November.
Oh man, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's really frustrating. Do you now have to like pivot and like just make a whole day with the kids now?
Yes, and not just that, but then try and plan tomorrow, which today's not hard. It's just tomorrow. Um, I think I always want to be like fair to my spouse, and I think it's a little unfair if I'm like, oh, just kidding, I'm gone for 8 hours tomorrow, not today. After we like built this
Oh,
all, I mean, I don't think it should be an issue. If I don't go, it's also not a big deal. And I only did it last minute because this guy kept bothering me and I kept telling him yes. Like I did it 6 months ago, and like I was there for 8 hours and sold like $200 worth of stuff, which like wasn't really worth it, but it was a good experience learning new stuff. But he gave me a better table this time around because I complained. So um, we'll see what happens. Because
please, you keep your.
he put me in the back. He put me in a separate room, so you had to walk by everybody. But I digress. Did you share gratitude? I shared my dog.
I We could definitely come back there. I think with gratitude, I know that my goal is always to kind of attach to the reading today. And so I think just that gratitude, thank you for giving me this space. I think those little moments are kind of where I'm thinking. And last night, spending it more like 100% on my youngest daughter, I thought was just incredibly special. I think just like, hearing her ask certain things that she wouldn't have asked if Sloan was here. But the hugs, laying with her, all those kind of things. And now she's screaming for me. But yeah, that's it. Just grateful for that moment.
I love it.
How about you? Did you share yours? What's
Yeah,
up, Didi? Come here.
my daughter wanting to hang out with me.
Oh yeah. That was good. Do you want to bring her to the toy show?
I thought about it, but it's like 6 hours, and it's like if suddenly like I'm bored, I want to go. It's like you're stuck here. Um,
Can I watch another video?
Yeah, go for it. I think we're gonna end up leaving in just a couple minutes. Okay. Um, I do you. Where am I trying to go with this? And I feel like my mind is trying to focus back onto that onto the reading. Did you end up reading today? Did you listen?
I listened, and it was really fast though. I put on Audible, and if I'm in rushing, I listen to it on 2 times speed, and I just try and pick one thing out. And I think what I walked away from was, yeah, it's great to be like rich and have a lot of money and all this stuff, but the real thing is getting the opportunity to cherish your kids while you have them.
Yeah. Do you remember, did you ever see that video of someone who takes a glass jar and they put a bunch of like river rock inside of it, and then they ask the class, it's like a teacher in front of a class, and the teacher asks, is this jar full? And the jar is like filled with river rocks like up to the top. And the class goes, yes. And obviously he prompted them before he started recording and just like say yes to these. But the class says yes, and then he pulls out, pebbles, and then he like pours the pebbles in there. And he goes, now is it full, right? And they go, yes, it's full. And it's not. Surprise, spoiler. And then he pulls out sand, and then he pours sand in there. So like it all ended up fitting. And that's what my mind was kind of racing towards here, because the reading today was really talking about a bunch of accomplished athletes, right? And how they might value time with their kids above like everything that they have going on in their life, right? It's a lot, which I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure that a lot of us are probably having a similar schedule, just different. And there's, different stuff that's going on, but we still have to deal with everything with parenting and our kids too. So I don't think it's that different, but I kept thinking about this jar kind of thing. And I was thinking about how, we need to make sure that we're thinking about those bigger rocks and those pebbles, and how everything else, even our job, even as special as an athlete is, I think that what my thought was, okay, I have to refocus back on, I think, those bigger things, right? Those bigger rocks, and not let the sand kind of get involved, which is like the social media and like all these, even like a podcast like this, like they still have to come first. Although I do try and prioritize this. And so my mind was just there about how, whether it's a famous athlete dealing with like their kids and making sure that they're setting their time aside, like we're all trying to figure out how we fill our jar, and making sure, I think that kind of to nail that home, making sure that we don't, whether it's an athlete or anyone, start filling that jar first with the sand and then the rocks, because you're not going to leave space for the bigger river rocks, But that's what I just kept thinking about. And then back on everything where we're trying to build these connections with our kids and those lasting memories and strengthening those bonds with our kids. And that's what just think about the rocks. And imagine if the rocks just, we get older and there just aren't any rocks to kind of put in the jar anymore. That's where my imagination went as I was reading this. So
it's trash.
And then you have to find more pebbles, and you have to find more sand to fill it up with. And you don't want to, because that's all the BS, So like lean into the questions when your kids question Santa. Like it's a good moment. That's a moment to bond with them. When you get the date wrong for your toy show, it's a moment to bond with your kids.
Well, yeah, I immediately, to try and make, lemonade, went to Starbucks, got my wife coffee, so she has that. Bryson was up when I came home, so me and him already made waffles. And then we're about to play Harry Potter Clue. Have you ever played Harry Potter Clue?
No, but I'm always impressed with all these games that you play.
Oh, man. It's the board, like, turns, and then you're trying to figure, one of the kids is missing. And if you don't find Harry or one of his friends, like, they're gone. Like, they don't come back. Like, I don't know if J.K. Rowling knows this. Sorry.
I was just thinking about how you're playing a game with your kids, and then like that they're not going to be able to get like the friend back. Like you just killed your friend. And just like really like laying it on thick as you're playing with them, and like making them realize you have to make these decisions in life. You might lose them.
Well, Luis is going to play Clue with us, and I don't think they have Clue in Colombia, and so that's going to be fun. And then, and it's Harry
Clue.
Potter.
Wait, Clue is like with the. Yeah, right. Clue is with like the hand, like the candlestick, and like it, like who killed who, right? Or no?
You ever played?
Not in a long time, so now I'm just trying to like rehash it so I know what I'm talking about.
Don't lie. Have you played a full game of Clue in your life?
That's a different question. I don't know.
I've played a full game of Clue. I used to play with Andrew Bader when I was growing up, and then I think his mom told me to stop coming over because we were just playing Clue all the time. I don't know. Maybe that didn't happen. Mrs. Bader, I'm not. If that was offensive, I'm sorry.
What did Mrs. Bader have against Clue?
I don't. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. But
she's like, he keeps killing him with the candlestick.
No, I had a Super Nintendo, and he was like, "You just want to come over and play my Super Nintendo?" And I'm like, "Caught me." But what I'm really trying to say here is this. Couch, have you ever played a full game of Clue? Please let me know. Ryan hasn't. So there's Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, and a bunch of other characters. And you have to like shuffle these cards and you have to find out who did it, with what, in what room. And then once you collect the clue and you're like checking lists, you go to the middle and you have to say what you think it is. And if you're wrong, you lose and you're out. Craig's played, my man, among friends today.
Gosh, I'm not a friend anymore.
Well,
can I ask, can you find a virtual game of Clue so we can play it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it exists.
But you're the game guy. Can you please find those? I would like to play games more often. We were supposed to do this during Vino Dads, and we didn't do that. Well, just because it's hard.
Why haven't we done Vino Dads?
What's that?
Why aren't we doing Vino Dads anymore?
You're asking in a way that's making me feel as if I have the answer, and it may fall on me.
No.
But it's just we just haven't planned it. We just haven't planned it because life changes so much. Plus, yeah. I'm going to say this. I don't always have the capacity to do it in the evening. It's always hard. Evenings are tougher.
Well, I can't day drink and do Vino Dads like at 9 a.m. Like I got like things to do.
Well, it sounds like we have an issue here. It sounds like you need to learn how to day drink.
I think that we're doing a good job.
Vino Dad's upcoming. Let's just schedule something, make sure it happens. If we can sit on a Whatnot stream for 5 hours, I think we can definitely do a Vino Dad's.
Buy any today?
I did. I'm happy I did.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. I say it, you know why? Because I think there was like one thing that I didn't want to. I said I wasn't going to, and then I did. That was my problem.
Did you buy any of the ornaments?
The main counter one, which I was like, I like it. That's cool. I'll take it. And then I was like, I'm not going to buy a whole case of them. And then I ended up winning one of the signed cards, and I was like,
"You won? You won a giveaway?"
Yeah, I won. It was a signed Entrepreneur Elf sticker.
That's like out of probably like 500 people. That's huge.
Yeah, it was cool. And then it made me, I was like, well, then the only reason why I think like some people are buying these ornaments is to get that card. I just got the card for free. I don't have to buy these. And then I think Gary realized that they were not selling it like he thought they were going to. And then I don't know who suggested it, but they basically started to auction off single items instead of the whole boxes. And then those started to sell a little bit more, which is just like, and such an interesting, just like consumer mindset, purchasing mindset kind of thing. But it started to work. And then really people started to buy all these single items because it's easier to buy these smaller purchases. But then if you look at it, they were basically buying a $125 item for like $155 instead without one of the things in it. And then the team now has another thing that they can sell back to us later. And I was like, it was interesting to watch. I was just like blown away by that. Anyway, if you didn't watch it, if you're not into the VeeFriends world, I know it might seem confusing. All right, we got to go. I love you all. Blake, want to sign us off?
Hey, we love you.
Oh, Lauren, you're in the frame. Say hey. Okay.
Hi, Lauren.
Wasn't sure. Just buy like the clothes. You don't know what's going to happen next. All right, I'm gonna go. Mugs, hearts, gratitude, coffee. Love you all.
Let's say everybody.
Love you. Bye.